Hey guys, Dave here from Wolf in the Wild Survival. Welcome back to another episode of Trailer Trash Tuesdays. I have some wild peppermint here, which I harvested a little over a week ago. I tied it all up and hung it to dry. This is pretty much how I prepare pretty much all of my plants that I dry out and sort of preserve for later. Sort of tie it up and forget about it for a while. And then I love that mint smell. I just sort of crunch it up, separate the leaves from the stem and root. I try not to take the root whenever possible with most plants because a lot of the time, they're generally weeds. They will grow back unless you rip it right up by the root. I was at a park and didn't have any of my knives with me at all. So it was a little bit more difficult to get it without the root than usual. Maybe, possibly, could have left this hanging just a little bit longer, but it is definitely dry enough. Now, when I'm separating, I don't necessarily get rid of every last piece of stem on a lot of plants, because a lot of the time the stem is just as useful as the leaves, but I do try to get out the really thick stick-like stems. Okay. So once I have, a good pile, I just sort of go through, I break it up a little bit, rip it up a little bit, make sure I don't have anything in there that I don't want. And then I will take a sealer jar that is clean. Just put all of that right into the jar. And it's pretty good. It's pretty well preserved. It'll last quite a long time. From here, I can prepare it more or less, whatever way I like, depending on the plant. You would have seen me do some of that last episode when I was talking about plantain. Mint I can prepare in very, very similar ways. It makes a great tea, and it does a pretty good job at being a nice, flavorful treat. It also, as a tea, will help allergies. If you're suffering from allergies, you don't have any antihistamine pills, anything like that, but you have mint tea, it'll do the trick. Calms down the stomach if you are having any kind of intestinal distress. It helps with menstrual cramps, menstrual problems. I can also prepare it into an oil. Pretty much the same way that I did the plantain in the last episode. And that will help. What do you call that stuff? It's like cooling gel, cooling rub. Like heat rub, but cooling. Icy hot or something like, whatever in the world they call it. I don't know. This has kind of a similar sort of thing to that. So if you have like sore muscles, sore joints, prepared into an oil, this will help if you rub it into affected areas. Vicks Vapo Rub. And I hope Vicks doesn't have a problem with me saying that. Why would they? You ever, like, you get a cold and you rub that Vicks Vapo Rub on your chest and kind of whatever? This, in an oil form, will do the same thing. Now, I'm not actually going to prepare this into an oil today, but I do have it available for when I want to do that. The only reason I'm not preparing it into an oil today, I'm starting to kind of run out of jars, and I have a lot of plants that I also would like to get harvested and dried and stored away. We're moving into the autumn. And that means, at least in Muskoka, winter's not that far away. We are mid-September, and it is very common for us to get snow for Halloween. So, tick-tock. Something else that I should mention, and I don't believe I've mentioned this in other videos. When you are making tea out of pretty much anything, it's a good idea not to let the water boil if the plant is in the water. Boil the water first and then put the plant in and let it steep for a while. Boiling your plant tends to ruin it. Or at least the medicinal value of it a lot of the time. Also, when making it into a tea, infusion, whatever, some people don't have a way to make loose leaf tea. So what they will commonly do is they'll strain it through a coffee filter. That is a bad idea. Even coffee, strained through a paper filter, not a good idea at all. Although those metal mesh filters are just fine. No problem with them at all. Reason being, even with coffee, most of your flavor and a lot of your good medicinal benefits they're in the plant in the form of oils. Paper filters absorb the oils. And without those oils, you're losing a lot. And like I say, even coffee, the nice rich roasted coffee flavor gets taken out or ruined by a paper filter. So for anybody out there who wants to make the most out of their coffee, or who want to do what I'm doing here with different plants, never use a paper filter to filter out your plant material. It's no good. One whole jar of wild mint. When I took advantage of, an easy opportunity, and that can be prepared at my leisure in whichever way I choose, and put away for later use. Not too bad. I hope that was at least somewhat entertaining and informative for you guys. I don't know. I'm gonna get out of here now, and I'm gonna maybe relax for a little while and watch some old TV program that I have on a portable hard drive out here in my trailer. See you guys in the next video. Till then, stay wild.